Hey, this is Pat once again, doing a response video to James Baber and his channel devoted to defeating Adventism. This is a response to short video number 23, Ellen White's Blasphemous Satanic Teaching, Seventh-day Adventists. Let's see what James has going on today.
Ellen White once again contradicts the Bible. How many times is this woman going to do this?
Alright, in today's video, James, as well as his commenters, are going to say some super wild stuff. And we're going to review what they've got to say.
Look with me here at the Signs of the Times, August 8, 1878. She's talking about the final moments of Christ. You see, it's underlined, it is finished. That's John 19:30. Then she talks about Satan this and Satan that.
Alright, before we continue, Satan this and Satan that. The entire comment thread on this video, not only from the commenters, but from James as well, has a theme. And that theme is that Ellen White apparently favors Satan and envies him. SDA apparently elevates Satan. Apparently Satan is the SDA redeemer. That is absolutely ridiculous.
And then she says this, that's underlined. Christ's betrayal, trial, and crucifixion were all planned by the fallen foe.
All right. If you actually go read the article, which in the comment section James claims he could not find. Well, I found it. I will leave it in the about section. You can definitely go read it for yourself. Yes, she says Satan this and Satan that. But the entire article mostly covers the fact that Jesus is the victor.
Satan, really? Was that all planned by Satan? Not according to the Bible. Look here. Look at 1 Peter 1:20. He was foreknown. That's Christ. Foreknown before the foundation of the world. It all starts here in Genesis 3:15. He shall bruise your head and you shall bruise his heel. It was God's plan, not Satan's plan. Ellen White is despicable attributing this to Satan. It was God's plan, and from the very beginning, and Seventh-day Adventists should not be trusted for anything. Ellen White.
All right, so essentially what it seems like is that the SDA Church is saying that Christ's death, burial, and resurrection for the forgiveness of sins was Satan's plan and not God's plan. And he gave some Bible verses that do clearly say that it was God's plan from the beginning. However, to lay it out in the way that James did is to imply that Satan is all-knowing. That's a ridiculous claim, James. I would argue that Satan is not all-knowing. However, I would argue that he is the accuser of the brethren. We have countless times in the Old Testament where Satan stepped forward and intended to cause people to do wrong things. You have the entire book of Job where he stepped forward. Now, if he were all-knowing, he would have known that he would lose. But he didn't. He still lost. Okay, what about Zechariah chapter 3? He accuses Joshua, the high priest. And what about 1 Chronicles 21, where he provokes David to do something God didn't want him to do? He is the accuser of the brethren. All right, and then 1 John 3:8 says, the reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. All right, so the works of the devil was doing things, and Jesus appeared to get rid of the problems that the devil was doing. All right, so in that way, we have to consider that, yes, the devil is a problem. The devil thinks he's in charge. The devil is controlling humans to do his will. Now, James's argument is that it was Satan's plan to kill Jesus for the salvation of others. If he has an argument against that idea, well, then he also disagrees with everyone who produced the movie, The Passion of the Christ. I will also leave a link in the description for a very short snippet of that, where Satan is actually smirking while Jesus is being whipped. The smile given implies that Satan thought he was winning. So James apparently has a problem with the producers of that film. Do I believe that Satan thought it was his idea and that he thought he was winning? Yes. Why? Because he tried to get rid of Jesus all the time. He tried to get rid of Jesus at Jesus' birth. He tried to get rid of Jesus when he was tempting him. And then he tried to get rid of him at the cross. He thought he was winning. So, it just doesn't make sense to me to attribute the death, burial, and resurrection to Satan. The church doesn't teach that. The article didn't say that. Yes, the idea came from God. It came from Genesis. However, James's claim is to imply that Satan is all-knowing.